Welcome back, guys, to the This Is Much More podcast. I'm Evelyn, and my co-host is
Rollie Vogues.
And our special guest today is
Chingo Bling.
Yes, sir.
Sass.
Chingo
big
Bling.
surprise
Welcome,
for y'all. I know.
I get to meet Rollie for the first time in person.
Yeah.
Instead of being a bad client. Like, I didn't even ask him what size he wore. I was like, man, but I got you.
No, for sure.
Just so y'all know, they've worked together.
Yeah, we've been working together, going back and forth on text and stuff. So, but it's badass.
Yeah, puro Dropbox links.
But it's dope that we actually get to sit here and you're at the house.
And then we might be related because his family from the same place my family's from.
Oh, yeah, you did tell me. From Valle?
Yeah.
Like both your parents?
Yeah. Well, my mom was born in Ciudad Anáhuac, Tamaulipas, but they grew up right there.
Like right there?
Yeah, they grew up right there. That's where they met.
Cool.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because my mom's from Valle Hermoso and then my dad's from Santa
Polonia. Yeah, I got family out there too.
And Santa?
Mm-hmm.
That's where we did we did a toy donation over there. Like, we literally had to take like a bunch of toys and different trips to donate to like 200 and plus kids.
That's great. I'm glad that y'all do that.
Yeah, it was
because I was telling him that you were doing that and nobody knows that like you're Salvadorian,
Yeah.
Like you're the only Salvadorian over there and like giving back and shit.
That we know of. But yeah, because it's so funny because obviously if you look at me, you don't even think I'm Salvadorian, and people are like, oh, you look like you're Mexican, whatever. But I really love going over there because I don't really go to El Salvador like that, you know. But when I go with his parents, like, I just love how everything is so chill and the food is really good. So
yeah, I used to like going to them damn knuckleheads started acting a fool once in them shootouts and all this. What year was that?
Man, I don't know. I was still young, but
yeah, there was like a time period where it's like from, I don't know what it was, from like might have been like 05 to 2012 or something.
I feel like all I know is that I remember Valentin Elizalde. Like, I heard that he had like got killed over there, and I was like, oh shit. And then that's when like shit started happening. That I guess I started knowing more about like all these cartel shit.
Well, yeah.
But I do think it was like 2012 when I kind of slowed down because that's
like, no pasa nada. Ta 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 ta. Hombre, está bien calmado. Ta 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 ta.
What does your mom say?
Oh, they're like, ¿de dónde eres? It's like, de ta 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 Tamaulipas.
Yeah, ta 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 Tamaulipas. Yup. Facts.
Damn, hell yeah.
Facts. And then you watch Narcos and it gets to the episodes where they start talking about that region and it's like, yeah, all that's real.
Yeah. Hey, and then you go to work and be like, yeah, I'm from over there, man. Like, I see a bunch of crazy shit,
Somebody drops a book and you thought it was a shot.
Yeah, because, his cousins, he has some, obviously, family that lives over there. And there's this little one, his name's Renato. And he would come here, like, with his parents. And there was a time that they were, like, shooting out over there. And he said he was, like, he's little. I think he's, like, 7 or 8. And he was telling us that he was hiding under the bed, right?
They start getting used to that.
They would teach him that, I think, at school.
And it's just, like, that's so scary. Like, I mean, it is very, very scary, that... As a kid, you have to like learn to like protect yourself in that type of way,
Yeah, that's sad.
But you were saying you haven't been over there in a while, right?
I can't remember the last time, but yeah, when I was young, we used to go all the time. When I was a kid.
Were you born over there or here?
No, I was
born
born
here.
Yeah, my oldest sister was born over there. And then my middle sister was born in Brownsville, and then I was born in Houston. So we're slowly making our way. Yeah.
How many siblings do you have?
It's just me and 2 sisters.
Oh, okay. So you're the baby.
Yeah.
And then you're the only boy.
¿Eres
chiflado?
El rey.
Oh.
El príncipe. Yeah.
Man, so let's go back, bro. Like, I feel like your whole thing started with like music, right? Like,
yeah.
It started with the whole like. When was that? What year was that? That you first dropped like any music? Or...
Man, I lose track, but it might have been like 2002, 2001, 2002. It was like 2002, 03.
Man, yeah, I feel like I was like 10. I think I was like 10 years old, bro.
Probably were.
Damn, that's wild.
You saying it like that makes
but it's because it's crazy. It's because you're a Houston legend, bro. You know what I mean? Like I think so. Like fucking,
I think so too. Hold on, let me get my Kanye on. I just saw the Kanye documentary, so I'm about to turn up.
Yo, I stayed up last night because of that fucking documentary.
Yeah, we saw it.
Yeah, I was like, I was working, doing my thing, 3 a.m. I was like, all right, I'm gonna call it a night. And I was watching it, and then I see his like work ethic, and I was like, the fuck am I gonna go to sleep for, bro? And I stayed up till like 6.
Yeah, he acts like he didn't have to go to work at 7.
Damn, bro.
Literally. And I told him, I was like, you're gonna like burn your body
Hey,
out.
Kanye, duérmete.
But yeah, so bringing it back, how did you even come up with your name?
Oh man. So I went to college in San Antonio and I was doing college radio and I started networking with the local rappers at the time, who, by the way, the big radio stations weren't showing them no love. You know what I mean? It was just a very corporate type of radio atmosphere. And then the locals, there was no connection. There's no guidance. There was no like pipeline to get your song on the radio. Mm-hmm. But I was college radio and I was hungry and I was trying to compete against the big radio stations. So anyway, I started networking with the artists, and my way to get my foot in the door was like, you know, my Kanye moment. You know what I'm saying? Get serious for a second. Was like, hey, let me do a skit for your album. You know, so I'd do funny shit. So I'd be like, all right, cut on the mic, and I'll just, you know, put a sound effect right there, act like it's at a store at the Tiendita and pretend you walked in. Like, you know what I mean? And just do like characters and voices, just get my foot in the door. And then little by little, like, hey man, like I rap too, you know, let me do some funny shit. And I would like freestyle on the radio on my show. And then on the weekends, I'd hit the flea market and slang the mixtapes and the burn CDs type of thing. And I remember when I put together like my first Chingo tape, because I came up with the name when I was doing the skits for people. Okay. So I did this one character, like, you know, on some Chingo Bling shit. And they were all laughing. Like when I stepped out the booth, they're all cracking up. And I was like, all right, when I do that one, that's Chingo Bling. And they're like, what? Say that again. It's like Chingo Bling. That's Chingo Bling. They're like, bro, they're just laughing at the name. Like Chingo, they bling. Like, oh, this boy's name is a lot of bling. Like a fuckload of bling. Excuse my language. Shitload of bling. Can we cuss on him?
Yeah. You're good.
And so I knew I had something because they were already laughing at the name. So I was like, okay, that's what I want, because I knew that the rap game was saturated. Everybody named Mom at the time was able to get like a laptop with, I don't even think Fruity Loops was out at the time, but I knew the game was getting saturated, and I knew I didn't want to be on some gangster stuff like everybody else. So I was like, all right, I'm going to clown the game. I'm going to come in kind of like Humpty Hump, try to find my angle, and not try to be Mr. Hardcore Rapper where people trying to test you all the time. You know, like, oh, are you a gangster? Like, no. I'm doing some funny shit.
Yeah, because I was gonna ask, is like, so the funny stuff was like from the beginning, like, you never wanted to start like, how you? I
started doing some more serious-ish stuff throughout the years as you're trying to like, you know, like, well, I did a lot of this and I feel like doing this.
Sorry, I'm having trouble hearing you.
Cállate el hocico. Excuse me, y'all.
I was like, what?
It does that. That's why I hate these damn things. It happened on stage one time. Yeah, and I was like, feds. But the hell was I saying?
That you were trying to try different things.
Yeah. So like, so the funny stuff, yeah. So sometimes it wasn't always funny. Sometimes I was like trying to get serious, but I feel like that was just me trying to answer to the haters or to the other rappers that are like, man, this dude ain't for real. And it's like you find yourself with it trying to prove yourself, and it's like, dude, don't do that. Just give the fans what they want. It's
so crazy because I do think that rappers were always like, it was like rappers, oh, he's a gangster, right? Yeah. And very in a Hispanic, you know, way that like they look at it, right? Like the older generation, they'll be like, oh, es un rapero, es un gangster. Yeah, like that.
Está todo tatuado.
So when did the whole like outfit, like the whole sombrero and all that shit start?
That was like my Spider-Man moment. You know, I felt like I was like sewing the costume. Yeah. So so I knew I needed a crazy look to go with the crazy sound. So I just like pictured it. I was like, man, I think I was on the phone with my homeboy. I was like, bro, say I won't. Like, man, I'm gonna have the swooshes on the boot. And it's like, man, you ain't finna do that. I was like, bro, I'm telling you, like, I don't give a damn. Like, I'm about to go all out with the shorts on top of that so you can see the boots. And it's like, no, you not. And then all of a sudden I started getting hit up for shows. Like, first I was getting a buzz in San Antonio. And I never thought I'd get a buzz in Houston, because Houston is like, you know, along with Dallas. I mean, there's a lot of cities in Houston that set trends and stuff, but Houston's kind of like one of the arguably like the cultural. We set a lot of the Texas trends from here, right? Mm-hmm. And I know Dallas does their thing. I know everybody does their thing. But I was so intimidated by hometown. I was like, bro, I could see me having a buzz in San Antonio. Like, they're down, they got your back, like they show love. I was like, but Houston, my perception of home was that everybody back home is a star. Everybody back home wants to be a star. Like, they're not going to cut you no slack. You know, I just picture like the Apollo crowd, or like they're going to throw tomatoes at you, kind of like the reputation Mexico City has. Like, yeah, you might make it in Mexico, but in Mexico City, it's just like New York, like hardcore. Mm-hmm. So that's how I was so afraid of Houston. And then I started getting feedback. I was like, what? People know me back home? And then before you know it, I started getting hit up like Club Hullabaloo's, Book Me, Coco Loco, T-Town. Like, these were the clubs we all would go to anyway. I was like, bro, they're paying me to go to where I was going to be at anyway. Yeah. And I get to be on stage. So then I had to come up with I had to have some fly units because I like Missy Elliott, Busta Rhymes, like that whole era of having an over-the-top look. So I remember finding like some Burberry fabric and trying to cut it in the shape of a rooster and like sewing it to the back of the shirt so I could have like some Burberry, like Burberry shit, but like a gallo.
Yeah.
And of course, you know, just started getting like bootleg jewelry and like I would do the foil as the grill. Yeah. That was like the biggest clown. That was the biggest clown. Then after a while, I was like, well, I can afford a grill now. And my mom was like, yeah, you need to get a grill. You can't be walking around with foil. Se te va a salir, estás hablando y ni se te oye. So I was like, all right, well, I thought it was funny. I thought it was going to be like my shtick. And I was like, all right, I'll get a real grill. You know. Yeah. And then the MTV segment, we shot it right here. Edgebrook, not Nay Street. So this is Theta. Man, Rodney. Is that Rodney right there? That's Rodney. By Taco Madre.
The one by Taco Madre.
Sí, Taco Madre,
over here on Edgebrook.
Okay, so wherever that street is right there, that's where we shot the MTV thing with Sway. And that shit circulated. They rerun it. It was so many reruns of that. Damn. That was like big exposure right here on Edgebrook. And then when we were done filming, what did I do? I went right back to my parents' house on Nay Street.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh shit, you just did MTV. Yes, that's awesome. All right, let's go home. Let's go home and eat.
That's wild.
My question is, what about your parents? Like the support? Did you get it from the get-go?
It was like, mostly, yes, supportive, but at the same time, it's kind of like, okay, you went to college, man. What are you doing? Yeah. And also, like, okay, you serious about this stuff? Because, like, you know, you did good in school. You know what I mean? Like, you're smart. You're going to get a real job, a man's job, you know? So they didn't really understand it. And I get it because as a parent, you don't ever want your kid to pick a shitty career or have a hard time or, like eso no te queda. Like, why are you doing that?
Yeah.
I think it's more that they don't want to see them like as suffer. A parent, like, or struggle. Yeah. Like, you know, like, you're smart. Like, why are you going to put yourself through a situation that you have to work extra hard, right? But I mean, I think that just always makes you like a go-getter, right? Like,
but you know, obviously once, like, I remember my mom, boy, she'd be on my ass. Like, okay, you got to get a job. You know what I mean? Like, you graduated college, you know, you did 6 months in San Antonio after college. Now you're back. Like, go to Metters Staffing. There used to be a staffing service right here on Fairmont.
No, it's still there.
On Fairmont.
Yeah, it's still there.
Every time I would drive by, I'd shoot him the finger. Because it brings back memories of, like, having to go up in there and just being like, look, I got this idea. I got this project that I know is going to pop off. I just need some time. You know what I mean? Almost like the Kanye documentary. It's like, but I got to get some type of temporary job because don't nobody want to hire me with my degree and my mom's on my ass. And they'd be like, oh, you want an office job? Yeah, we ain't got none of those. And I'm like, man, I need an office job or like something indoor or something. And they're like, well, you can sweep up popcorn at the AMC right there on the Beltway. Yeah. And I was like, man, I ain't finna do that shit. And they're like, okay, well, that's all we got. I'm like, fine. So I did that for a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Dang, I went there too. But I didn't.
To Metters Staffing?
Yeah.
They didn't have nothing?
Well, when I went, they made me do like an hour-long like test on the computer, and then.
Oh, I don't remember that part.
And then they're like, "We'll get back to you," and I never got back. So I remember I had to go to the little shopping strips on like Southmore. Remember when you took me? Because I was so desperate to get a job.
In front of the bank?
Yeah, in front of the bank. So
Oh,
I
yeah,
was
yeah.
like, just park here. I'm gonna go walk in every store and see
Oh,
who hires
that's
me.
great.
Man, she was a go getter, dude.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't like that. I feel like I just stuck to a job, but nah, she was like, if she wanted a job, she was gonna fucking go get one.
And I mean,
she
I had
found
to
one,
get a
like-
job, you know. So I literally walked in like an insurance place, and she's like, "Do you know how to sell?" And I'm like, "No, but I can learn."
Yeah, yeah,
and she's
yeah.
like, "Okay, well, you can start tomorrow." And I'm like, "Okay." And then I started the next day, but it's just a matter. That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, like if you want it, you're gonna go for it. Like,
That's great.
Damn.
Hell yeah. Well, that's how my wife is, boy. That's why I know, you know, we're smart, bro. You know what I mean? We
Yeah.
gotta find, you gotta find you a down ass chick that's like ain't afraid to get their hands dirty and like ain't not scared to go and like
she-
me. I'm a little bit more reserved sometimes. Like nah.
No, she makes all my calls for me. I like, oh, you gotta. She's like, you gotta call the bank, you know that. I'm like, nah, you know, can you call the bank? 'Cause
Paperwork.
I don't want to do that shit, you know.
I'm just like, all right, whatever. Like, I don't care. I mean, I've done sales in like different, you know, environments. I've worked with attorneys. So I feel like I've worked with a lot of people. So it's just, I'm not scared. Like, I'll do it. Like, it
Yeah.
doesn't matter, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's not that he's scared either, but it's just very time consuming. And there's just things that it's just like
Hassle.
a hassle.
You gotta
yeah.
dial. Okay. If
Yeah.
you, to rehear the menu options, press start. Like, oh my God, I just need a human.
You know, a secret, just press like 0 like 10 times and it'll transfer you.
10?
And I'm not even, I literally, when I'm just like, don't have time for it, I'm just like 0. And they're like, okay, please hold, we'll connect you. And then they connect me. But yeah, it's like with his life insurance, I'm like, we need to get it for you, you know, because I have mine. I literally did the whole application, and all they needed to talk to him was to ask him his health questions. That's it. So I was like doing everything
Yeah.
like for a whole
It
hour.
was yes or no questions, and I was like, "Fuck!" I was getting nervous, dude. I was like, "Oh
It's
my
like
God."
only 10 minutes.
I went in my
Start getting
office.
anxiety?
Yeah, I went in my office. I was like, "All right, I gotta make this call right now," you know, like.
It's life or death, homie.
Yeah.
And then my son's like knocking on the door. I'm like, "Leave me alone," you know, like I'm about to make a call.
Is
Like,
this for your future?
Yeah, pretty much.
Grown man shit, bro.
like,
Adulting.
adulting, yeah, for sure. Hey, so did y'all really sell tamales?
Yeah, but just we were so busy with the music stuff that it never got attention. So at first, my dad used to sell them when I was like little. I don't even remember that. So my mom would make them, and he'd sell them at work. And then they made fun of him at work. Y se agüitó. You know what I'm saying? They put a sign on his toolbox like Pedro el Tamalero. And after that, he's like, man, fuck that shit. I don't want to sell no goddamn masa no more. And when I started getting into show business, I was like, I don't want to lie and rap about selling dope and all this shit that everybody else, Jeezy, all the posters, everybody's making the same face. And it was all the same lane. I was like, all right, I could talk about like whipping this, flipping that, you know, packaging this and how many units of that. And, you know, you could still rhyme about some cool hustling shit, make it funny, you know, make it cultural. But at the same time, it makes it authentic and it's real and, you know.
A lot of people can relate to it.
Yeah, and it was just meant to be just kind of like motivational and like funny. Almost like, yeah, you know, he's playing around. But at the end of the day, how many immigrants know that, you know, you can always hustle food? Or how many entrepreneurs? Or it's just more of a mindset metaphor of like, okay, you got to get in there, you know, got to get your hands dirty and, you know,
Yeah.
And make it happen.
get the clientele.
Yeah, because I think I saw it, that y'all had an actual truck, right?
Yeah, and they got stolen.
For real? I think I saw it one time in front of Chavez when I was little. I think, and I think I saw you, and I was like, "Oh shit, that's Chingo Bling, bro."
That's the day we pulled up. I think that might have been like 07, maybe even like 06, 07. We were about to drop an album, and that was just our way of like, man, we got to get out there, and you know, these youngsters got to see you too. Like, you got to, you know, campaign, hit the streets.
Yeah, but the truck got stolen though.
Yeah, they towed it illegally, because we had it parked at the. I don't know if it's still there or it turned into that Hong Kong area, but it was like, yeah,
by the flea market.
Yeah, it used to be the flea market, but now, is it
there's
still
still
there?
a flea market there.
Oh wait, by college?
By Denny's, right? Like
yeah, there's a flea market literally, but it's hidden like next to the big stores.
Yeah, because that whole little area is like Asian stores, Asian
and then the
restaurants.
flea market's like in the little corner next to it.
Okay, well, it was like right there. and that's where we had it parked. We had permission, and it'd get vandalized and shit. And then eventually, one time they towed it illegally, and we had to go to court. And the tow truck's like, I don't know. It's like, bitch, we were allowed to be there. Who told y'all you could tow it? Like, I don't know. Somebody called. It's like, what you mean? The people that own the property know that we're allowed to be there. It was like our billboard. Mm-hmm. Like we had it parked right there on the side of the freeway.
Yeah.
But anyway, it wasn't like the nicest truck with a bunch of equipment on the inside. It was mainly like kind of bootleg. It was like hollow.
Oh, for real?
It was like a bread truck. You know.
Man, so because you asked me earlier, like, oh, if I've ever been to LA and shit like that. Like, while you were doing your whole music career, like, you traveled a shitload?
We, okay, so the first time I really got to get out there and travel and, like, be like, oh, shit, man, it's Mexicans in Vegas. And, like, damn, California's big as hell. And, like, stuff like that was when Baby Bash, he invited me. He's like, dude, you're funny. You're crazy. Like, I want you to co-host, like, be the comic relief on my DVD. So it's basically going to be my boy David Gaona, G Films. He was like going to be the camera guy, director, editor. And it was like a road trip. It was Baby Bash and myself. And we're just like in I don't know what vehicle we had. We probably like rented a van or something, right? Mm-hmm. And Bash, you know, he already was in the game. He already knew people everywhere. So basically it'd be like, okay, we're in Albuquerque. We're going to meet up with, you know, this record label and these artists and this and that. We're getting footage. And then it's like, all right, now we're in Phoenix. And so now the whole time I'm just meeting he's like plugging me in with this network of people. And it's like, all right, we're in Vegas. I'm like, damn, they got rappers out here too. Like, you're meeting these people. We shot like a couple bootleg videos. And it's like, okay, we're in LA. Boom. He's introducing me to like radio people. And I'm just like the plus one. I'm like the tag along type of person. And then we're visiting his family, like up Northern California and so on. And like, oh shit, Kid Frost. Like, what the fuck, bro? Like, I used to watch you on TV. And then at the end of the trip, we had a DVD. We had all this footage. You had like Happy P and like different producers and rappers, like all these familiar faces and landmarks. And it was a cool little project. And at the time, it was like a cult following, man. Like just people. It was like before vlogs, before YouTube, before any of that. Yeah. So people were just like, oh shit, pop it in. You could watch this at home. What the fuck? Look at these people.
Yeah.
And that's when I first started planting seeds and networking and traveling. And then once kids started downloading my raps through LimeWire and FrostWire and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So now I had a website. So now these kids, it's like, oh shit, they're listening to you all over the place because they're getting it for free and they're sharing it and it's, you know, it's promotion. Next thing you know, it's like, damn, we just sold a t-shirt like in Portland, Oregon. Like you check the PO box, like what the hell, Kansas? Or like, hey man, how much you charge us to come to Oklahoma City? Like, hey man, we want to see you in Iowa. And I'm like, there's Mexicans in Iowa, and so forth. Next thing you know, you're in Florida, and before you know it, you getting the big head. You out there like, yeah man, you know, we from the H, bro. We out in Chicago. You know what I mean?
Dang.
So you're just a youngster out there, like.
And at the time you're like in your 20s and everything, so it's like you're young and they're like, I don't know. I feel like, damn, I don't know how I would feel if that happened to me.
It's a lot. It just sometimes
a lot to take in.
Yeah, because
let's go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, were you married at the time?
Oh no.
No.
No, I was a youngster. No, I wasn't married. I forget how old I was when I did get married. Let's see.
I guess I'm asking because I'm pretty sure it would have made it harder, right?
I was just young and dumb. It was gonna be difficult no matter what. But yes, right. You're right. If I was already responsible adult, you know what I'm saying, responsible taxpayer and shit, you know what I mean, with kids, then of course it'd have been like, does it make sense? Like, okay, so you're going to Corpus Christi for what? Like, oh man, you know, hit the record stores and maybe go to the club and try to work my single and maybe get in the studio. Somebody might want to feature, and it's like, yeah, what's the budget for that? That sounds kind of risky. You know what I mean? Like, so where are you staying? Oh man, when we get there, we gonna get a hotel. You know, the homies, they rolling and everybody smoking, and you gonna pitch in, and we going to the club, and it's like, that's just youngster stuff.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
Now I'm like, I gotta drink my water. Where's my vitamins?
Yeah.
I need my rest.
You're not gonna pull a Kanye like this Kanye. Stay till 6 in the morning.
No. I need my sleep.
Yeah, I need my sleep too.
Yeah, he does.
He'll
He
get
really pulls all-nighters all the time. And I'm just like, damn,
That's
just go to
rough,
sleep.
man. That's rough. That cabrón. Yeah.
Who did you ever miss? Did you ever like meet like somebody that you've always wanted to meet, like a famous person or something that you were like, holy shit, like.
I mean, there's been a bunch of those. Shit. Kanye asked me for a photo. You know what I'm saying? Long time ago.
What?
Yeah, people don't ever believe it because like, why would Kanye want a photo with you? I think he just like gets into weird stuff and he looks at shit different. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But we were in Puerto Rico for this DJ rapper record label convention. It was called Mix Show Power Summit, and a bunch of artists were out there. And it was like almost like a hotel conference room, and there was a hallway, and he was a new artist at the time, and he was there with his boy, and I was there with my people. And he's like, "Hey, you Chingo Bling?" I was like, "Yeah, what's up?" He's like, "Let me get a picture with you." And then it's like, okay, this Kanye dude makes beats for Jay-Z. Like, okay, that was dope. But it wasn't like, oh shit, let me get one too. It was like, yeah, I want to play it off and be cool. Like,
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Like, you
I
didn't
hope
want
somebody
to
got that. But now I'm like, damn.
Nobody got that.
But yeah, I've dealt with like P. Diddy. Of course, I know Pitbull very well. He's probably like my most famous friend. Got a couple of famous friends. Shit, Michael Berry, the radio talk guy. He's pretty big time. But yeah, man. I get to. I mean, a lot of actors too. Like when I've done comedians. Shit, you know. Just a random smorgasbord just from being around for so long.
Damn, that's fire though. I think you want to go on a break real fast.
Oh, it's about that time?
Yeah, we're about to hit the minute.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Stay tuned. Keep it locked.
We'll be back. We're going to take a quick break.
This and much more podcast.
And we are back. And I forgot to mention, this is episode 24. So,
24.
El 24,
Yep.
sí.
Sas.
How's your Spanish? Is your Spanish
Más o
really-
menos.
Más o menos?
Sí, ¿puedo hablar en español aquí?
Sí, claro.
Mira, el español mío de repente lo hablo pero bien mocho. When I speak with somebody that's fluent, I get in my head and I get nervous. And el acento, like my babysitter, boy, she'll be like, no, es que el chingo no entiende. Like she be clowning me.
Yeah.
Or like if we go to, especially Mexico City, because y'all know how they got like their own accent.
Yeah, it's different.
And if you're from anywhere else, especially you're from el otro lado, like you a pocho, you know what I'm saying? You're a Mexican American, they hear it right away. ¿Y tú dónde eres? But like my wife, they're like, oh, eres de aquí? Because her shit is like legit.
Really?
Yeah.
She's from over there or from here?
Her mom is from Mexico City. Her dad is from Reynosa. Tamaulipas. And then she's from the branch, representing that motherfucking Long Point and shit. So she hood. Nah. But her parent, well, her mom would teach her that proper like cubiertos. You know what I'm saying? Like not una cuchara, no, cubiertos. So
really?
So she grew up with her dad's family a lot, like all her aunts and uncles, and they would like make fun of her when she was little, like, ay, viene Marisol, cubiertos.
Bolígrafo.
Yeah, what the fuck is that?
A pen.
Pluma.
Ah, cabrón, bolígrafo.
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 Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's the only one I know that's like crazy, you know?
Yeah.
No, yeah.
And
I
it-
think
yeah.
my Spanish is better than his. But I feel like ya no lo hablo tanto como antes.
Yeah.
Porque mi mamá entiende inglés. So it's
Oh,
like, le
yeah.
hablo en inglés y me entiende.
Yeah.
Y luego empiezo con mi Spanglish y...
No, yeah. Y le hablas a mi mamá todo like en inglés, y mi mamá ahí, okay, Evelyn, yeah.
Pero tu mamá me entiende.
Hey, my mom would be like, what bitch? What bitchy bitch? And I'm like,
A mí no, a él.
yeah, to me, and I'm just like, oh my God.
What's up, bitch? Punk ass
No,
bitch.
literally.
¿Qué quieres, bitch? Hi, mom.
Yo, that was right.
Yeah.
That
But-
just happened yesterday.
But his dad doesn't like bad words like that, right? He's very chilled. bien
What
así.
fuck? Like, you'll cuss every now and then.
Yeah,
though, like,
but-
when he's feeling it and shit.
Yeah.
Like, fuck. So how did you transition to comedy? Like, was it easy because you were doing like funny stuff? Like,
Yes and no. So I got into comedy about it's almost gonna be 7 years now, bro, which is like a good chunk of time. It was hard in the sense that people, they already know you from something else, so it's kind of like they expect a lot, and then you have that pressure, like you suck, you're new, you're green, and you're up there bombing, and it's like, motherfucking Chingo Bling, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
And it's almost like it puts that pressure on you because they have those expectations. But also it helps because you already built up your brand. You already did this whole investment of just like over a decade and just, you know, putting out so much stuff that somebody's going to know you. And so you have an advantage and you're able to like sell more tickets, get the word out. You have a following. People kind of know what they're signing up for, or they're already fans from something like, man, I like that character or that voiceover or that song or that parody or that video, something. But comedy, you know, I was able to apply a lot of what I had already kind of experienced and learned in the game, right? Just being on stage, you already writing, right? You already having to write and edit to have punchlines in your raps. So now it's jokes. But yeah, I absolutely love it, man. I love it. That was always like my dream since I was little. And it finally came full circle and I finally dove in and committed like, okay, I know I'm going to suck at first, but I'm going to hang in there. I don't know if it's going to take a couple years or how long it's going to take for me to start to get the hang of it.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah, because I was going to ask, I guess you kind of answered it because I was going to say, like, which would you say is, like, easier to make it in? Like, comedy or music?
Oof.
But since you did music, then you kind of did have that little advantage. But if you didn't have that, you think it'd be, like, tough?
Yeah, oh, yeah, no, it'd be tough to just make a name for yourself from scratch, right? Because it's like, well, you better have some good jokes out there. Like, we got to know you somehow. So it's almost as if I would only have 7 years in the game versus like 20.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And then sometimes you probably have those loyal like fans, right? That like support you regardless of anything. So it's just like,
well, I make sure I do my part. You know what I'm saying? I gotta make sure it's funny. Otherwise it's like and that's brutal. You don't want those pity laughs like, oh, pobrecito, da lástima. No, pues el chingui blingui, pues ahí la lleva, no sé la visión de él. Vio un documental de Kanye y ahora.
I just feel because we had his cousin, shout out Ricky.
Shout out Ricky, man.
He started doing comedian too. Which whenever Roland told me that he was doing, the stand-up comedy, I was like, dang, Ricky, because I used to think he was so quiet. So it shook me, right? That I was like, oh, okay, So then we had him here on the podcast, and he said that it's a very hard thing. And whenever I talked to him, I was like, damn, being a stand-up comedian is probably one of the hardest. Like,
yeah, I got my boy Juan Perez. He's a comedian out of San Antonio. He's in the house. He's
behind the camera.
He's the plus one this evening.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm sure he can tell you all kind of stories. So you gotta have hustle. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have hustle. Just like in anything else, there's the business side. We always talk about this, how like some comedians, sometimes they're purists. Like they're all about oh man, I just do jokes, bro. I don't got to be on Instagram. Nah, I don't got to chop up clips. I don't need a podcast, like photo shoot. Oh man, I'm a comedian. It's like, all right, let me know how that works out for you. Because somebody might make a name for themselves doing skits on TikTok and they about to sell way more tickets than you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's show business. And, I kind of look at it like MMA sometimes, only because you got to have a mixed bag of skills. You know what I mean? Like if somebody's training for MMA, they're going to have a boxing coach, a wrestling coach, striking, grappling, etc. With stand-up, it's like if you have the opportunity to get on a song with somebody, you can't just be like, bro, I'm just a stand-up. It's like, take every opportunity. Like if there's a short film somebody's shooting, you might be able to work on your acting skills, your facial expressions, your timing, know how to process a script and make it funnier, how to improvise on set. Like all those go in your toolkit so that when you're on stage and somebody heckles you, you already know, cállate el hocico, like boom, off the top, roast them, das. And plus being from Houston and going to school, you learn how to roast. You learn, especially somebody of my stature, you got to know how to have a big mouth. You know what I'm saying? Because coming up, I had to be able to like, nah, I'm gonna get you first. You know what I'm saying? You know,
Honestly, I don't think I'm a good roast person.
you're too nice.
I don't know. I just don't think I can think that fast to like roast somebody. Maybe I'm too nice.
Or maybe you do it naturally and you just don't say it out loud. Look at this soul.
You like she likes to call me fat. She gets my son to call me fat and shit.
Yeah,
like,
Go tell your daddy.
straight up.
my son, he's 3.5, and I don't know why all of a sudden he hates being called gordo, and it's like, do you even know what that means? So he calls him gordo, like
lifts
on
up my
purpose.
shirt, slaps my stomach,
And
and
he'll
shit.
be
I'm
like, "Mami, papi, gordo," and I'm like, "Yeah."
yeah, I get home from work and fucking straight up roast session.
Yeah. I have a 3-nager as well. And she, she'll say stuff too sometimes. Oh, papi no puede, papi está gordo. Or like, you know, because she speaks nothing but Spanish.
Oh, really?
And now she's picking up English from watching YouTube. She'll be like, yo sé, invisible. Like words, it's like, where's she learn invisible from?
Yeah.
Just random words. I got it. You know, look, papi, look.
Your wife talks to her nothing but Spanish?
Yes, and the babysitter, and now,
Oh, okay.
and now we're slowly, what's up, Penny? You need help? You know, start hitting her with some English, because that accent, boy, we got to get that right.
Yeah, you do.
We got to, okay, maybe we messed up.
It's very tricky, right? Because you want them to have the good ass Spanish, but don't want them to have the accent, right?
Yeah.
And Milo
Pick your battles.
Because Milo, we talk to him in Spanish, but he talks to us in English.
Yeah.
But we just put him in school.
Okay.
Like the 3 hour, like a week or whatever. I mean, a day, and it's like a regular school, but it's only English. So he comes home like with nothing but English, but he understands his Spanish. And now he needs speech therapy. So it's like, I don't know if it's confusing him or what, but I mean, we're going to get him there with time.
But his Spanish is decent.
No, he doesn't even say anything. He'll say gordo.
Say leche.
Food related is in
food
Spanish.
related. Yeah.
Say tortillas.
Yeah. Mami, quiero papas.
No, he it's just papas all the time.
Yeah, he just wants papas, apples, fresas,
Sopita.
yogurt. Yeah, sopa, right?
Popcorn.
My daughter, boy, she gets her own. She goes in the fridge. She's like real independent. She'll get them little animals and she like pops a top.
The finger.
No, yo puedo. Mira, mira, papi, no sabe.
That's so funny. Milo, no, ni con el dedo. Lo acostumbré con el popote. He has to get a straw.
He always breaks them.
And he breaks them, and then he gets mad, and it's just like, all right.
It turns into a whole debacle.
Yeah. No, he turns into Spider-Man. He gets offended if you don't call him Spider-Man.
Damn.
It's either Milo Morales or Spider-Man.
One or the other.
Yeah.
Or Peter Parker. And this is
because there's a Miles Morales, but he don't like to be Miles Morales. It's literally his name.
Yeah,
Like, I want Peter Parker.
Milo.
I want the red one. No,
Yeah.
I'm the black one. The fucking Milo Morales, Miles Morales or whatever. The fuck. I was gonna ask, like, what's your worst like bomb?
Oh, it's a lot of them. In the rap game or comedy?
Comedy.
Comedy.
Oh man, which one do I pick? There's only been a couple.
You have a rap game one too?
Yeah. In Mexico.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So I'll tell you the rap game one first. So my homie Sekan, he's a big time rapper from Guadalajara. He's like Tupac out there, bro. Like you can't even go out to eat with him. Like, oh my God, Sekan. They fucking move you out the way and shit. But you know, a lot of those cats from down there, like Aleman, he's blowing up. You haven't heard of Aleman? Have you heard of Aleman?
Yeah, Aleman, yeah.
I got to kick it with him, bro. Here's a crazy thing. So you know, you're down there doing an event for Sekan in Guadalajara, and like all the who's who of these Mexican rappers, I didn't know who none of them were even. I didn't even know how big Sekan was, but he had like 10,000 kids out there, and they all have their style. For one, they're just different generation, and I was already kind of rusty. I was getting burnt out with music, but the stuff that I had prepared, now looking back, it's like you probably should hurry up and come up with some Spanish lyrics, some shit you could come out a cappella like Jada Kiss, but in Spanish. Like prepare for you're gonna be in this show. And so now I brought whatever I had at the time. Some of the shit might have had auto tune. Some of it might have sampled a cumbia. Like I might be throwing in some Spanglish, but these kids, they were already out there all day. They were tired, and they see me like with my crazy look, and they're just on a different wave. It's like they wanted Herb Secan and like these battle rappers from like, you know, a battle rapper from Colombia and this one dude from Tijuana and like, you know, MCs type shit. I never really like saw myself as like a rapper anyway. I just was like, well, I'm a crazy dude. I kind of, you know, I was like on some, I want to be A&R, be like maybe a DJ back in the day. Yeah. To get in the mix that way. But anyway, these motherfuckers threw a water bottle at me. I'm up there, you know, doing my little, it might have been too much English, too much auto-tune, something that they didn't like. It wasn't Spanish enough. They didn't know what I was saying. So that was really my fault. I should have known better. So I was like, "Espérate, cabrón," you know. But nobody, you know, it wasn't a big deal. It didn't really hurt my ego. And then with stand-up, damn, which time should, I'll tell you one. So when I was first starting, you have these like open mics, right? Yeah. These little rooms and shows and stuff, and they're of different quality and they're all different. And this one local comedian, he's like, "Hey man, if you're trying to get up, I could tell you where to go," because I wasn't from that world. I was like, "Bro, you got to tell me." So he's like, "Hey man, if you're free today, there's like 2 we could hit real fast, right?" And I was like, all right, well, I was like screen printing some stuff at the time. We had this warehouse. And I was like, all right, I'll go. So I was just todo tirado. And so we went to the first open mic. I was like, all right, well, that was pretty cool. I kind of get a sense of how this works. And then the next one, I'm thinking it's still like an open mic because that's how he told me. Well, it was like the Apollo, bro. It was like all urban, all black room. Ali Sadiq was the host, and he's a monster veteran. Like, it's a rough room. Like, it's difficult. Like, you got to come in with some skills. You got to know how to get their attention because it's a sports bar. It was off 610 next to Chacho's. It was called like Fat Boys or something like that. And it was this rowdy crowd that they're eating hot wings. Like, the game is on the TV. Ali Sadiq just killed it, and they bringing up some random person. So apparently there's a line to get to go up, and the DJ was GT from GT man from 97.9. And he's like, "What's up, Chingo?" I was like, "Oh, what's up, man? I didn't know you did this." He's like, "Yeah, it's my homie," and I do their sound and I bring up the comics. And I said, "Hey," he's like, "You going up?" He's like, "You doing this shit?" I said, "Hey man, look, I don't want nobody knowing, you know, I'm Chingo Bling and I'm doing this shit. So just say I'm Pedro. Or just give my government name, right? All right, whatever." Next thing you know, Ali grabs a mic. "All right, special guest. You seen him on, you know what I'm saying? You seen him doing his rap thing around town. You seen him at the car shows, MTV. Give it up right now for Houston's very own Chingo Bling." Mind you, I was screen printing. I was todo tirado. And it was like, the crowd was like, didn't care. They're just like, pass the catch. You know what I'm saying? Tell the waitress, give some more hot wings. Like, everybody's chattering. And I'm super inexperienced. Yeah. The last thing you want to do is go on while everybody's chit-chatting. Like, that's not ideal for comedy. That's why there's rules at comedy clubs. And I went up there, I was like, the mic's on. I was like, "Hey," I was like, yeah, so, yeah, sorry I'm dressed like this. I can explain later. I didn't, yeah, man, so, yeah, so I got a roommate. You know what I'm saying? I got a roommate. Like, started going into whatever joke I had at the time. And it felt like an eternity, but it might have been 30 seconds where I just aborted shit. Like abort mission. And basically, I just gave the mic back to Ali, and he was just probably like, "Wow, that was the quickest first round knockout, tap out I've ever seen." But now, you know, I had him on my podcast. We've done a couple shows together. He invited me on. They do this one show every year for around Thanksgiving at the Improv, and he had me on the lineup. That was cool. So he has seen firsthand how far I've come. So thankfully, that wasn't the end of it. That was not the end of it. Because I'm a beast, right, Juan? Tell him yeah. Say yeah, Juan.
He didn't say yeah. Yeah? Okay.
Man, come on, Juan. Put some more crema on the... Man, this man's a beast, bro.
Damn, because you got a Netflix special, huh?
Yeah, we did a project with Netflix. And I told him no at first.
Oh, for real?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So how did you end up doing it?
Yeah, how'd that happen?
So I was working with this production company called Me Too. which they have like an Instagram page.
Don't you know about them?
Yeah, I did some work for them.
Yeah, they do all kinds of stuff, right? But one of the things was they wanted to develop some content with like big streaming platforms like Netflix. So they had a whole sales staff that would go out and pitch ideas and stuff. Mm-hmm. And they're like, Chingo, if you give us the green light, we'd love to pitch a project. And I think they said like, so maybe like a stand-up. And I was like, all right, whatever. I had no business. Damn, pinche. When the gummies kick in, start hearing them demonios. So I gave them the green light. They went and pitched Chingo Bling stand-up. One day they hit me up. They're like, hey, man, Netflix said, yeah, bro, you're going to have a special on there. I was like, man, I ain't got enough material. First of all, my material sucked at the time anyway. And I didn't have no hour. So I was like, you need to hit them back and say it needs to be a variety show. Like, I'm hosting it. I'm bringing up other comedians and some sketches so that we can make an hour. So it turned out cool. People liked it. And since then, I shot my own stuff that I'm going to start, clipping out, releasing. Yeah. And then we did some for HBO recently. And then the new material that we have for this year, once we polish it up, hitting up all the cities, we want to film it. And just have that intellectual property, have that. We don't know if it's going to go just on YouTube or what, but use it as a tool, almost like a mixtape. So where people can we just got to do our best and kill it so that people are like, yo, this got to be one of the ones right here. Like, because, I look up to people like Andrew Schultz and, all the guys that are like podcasting, doing this whole lane, this whole medium, killing it on the road, the merch game and podcasting and everything.
And you said you had like your podcast. You have, how many did you say? 3?
Yeah, we talked
about it. Well, it's technically
earlier.
2. Yeah.
2?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Chingo Chats, where it's just talk about whatever, pop culture, whatever's going on. It could even be like behind the scenes of my life type shit. Mm-hmm. And then my political one, Red Pill Tamales. So yeah, that one, that's trigger warning. I'll be on there talking about, man, Nancy Pelosi full of shit. I'll be on there like, the elites from America, they have sold us out. They shipped off manufacturing. We need to bring that shit back. It's too much fentanyl coming in. I turn into an old grumpy man, your Theo at the barbecue that won't shut up. I'm 42. I got a number of daughters, so I'll be like, man, crime going up, bro. What's up with this inflation? You seen, man, at HEB, they ain't had nothing on the shelf that one time. And,
So how did that happen? How'd you get all political? Like,
yeah. So I knew I knew that was coming. Nah, it's all good because it's funny. Basically, bro, obviously when the orange Hitler first hit the scene, I was like, man, I ain't like how he's mean to immigrants because I was Mr. They Can't Deport Us All. I campaigned that forever. I did an album and a comedy special. Yeah. I'm the son of immigrants. I didn't like how the media was always blaming us for everything. Every 4 years, it was elections, and I'm like, damn, here they go again, talking about the Mexicans and, the Latinos and shit. Yeah. And so, I didn't like Buddy at first. And then the shutdowns happened, the lockdowns happened, the response to the media lying, like they lie on Kanye, like they lied on Nicki Minaj, like anybody that gets out of line, they'll come for you and they'll make you look like the bad guy. So, 2020, I just started like peeping game a little bit, like, man, some of these crooked motherfuckers. And, I just started kind of reassessing, like I kind of had like cognitive dissonance. That's like when, you believe a whole bunch of stuff and all of a sudden it's like, damn, I never thought about it that way. Mm-hmm. Like, oh shit, this is fucking me up, bro. Like, I shouldn't be I'm supposed to be against immigration. You know what I'm saying? I'm supposed to be against La Migra, bro. Like, I'm supposed to be out there yelling, abolish ICE and ain't no human illegal and it's a human thing and we got to just let everybody. And at the same time, it's like, man, we in a pandemic, bro. We can't just let everybody, untested, with no swab. Like, they forcing us to, get the jab. And I don't want to say nothing crazy that's going to trigger the algorithm. But long story short, yeah, I kept it all to myself. Like, it was all like 2020. I think it was like mostly 2020. And then around election time, I just started saying a little bit more stuff on my Twitter, like little by little, like, man, y'all got to peep. Hey, man, y'all need to watch China, bro. China is on our ass. I just started saying the media, you can't always trust the media, and just like calling out how the news will lie to you. It's a lot of propaganda and little by little. And then I did a live stream where I think Lil Wayne had already took the picture with Trump, and that shit put a battery in my back. Like, man, Wayne fucking with Trump, dog. It might be safe. The coast is clear for rappers to, you know, Ice Cube said he ready to holler at both parties. So I did a live stream and I was on there just talking to my Twitter people on Periscope. And somebody took little clips out of context, like made me look bad and shit, made me look mean and shit, like as if I was saying deport them all, basically, right? They chopped up a bunch of stuff. Same way they did Rogan. They take out all the context. And of course, I offended a lot of people. People were triggered. It's a very, you know, a lot of people hate the orange man, and a lot of people still believe the news. And right now we're living in a time where people are very divided, and politics is a very touchy subject. Like, you know, people judge each other like, no, pues en Univision dijeron que a huevo tienes. Or you go visit other places and they might be more strict when it comes to masking. Some people feel like, hey, we're 2 years into this. I'm pretty sure the data and the science shows that they probably don't work as good as we thought they did. You know what I'm saying? And we're just very divided. And unfortunately, well, I say fortunately, these people tried to like caught red-handed, like, you know, the smoking gun, you know. Chingo Bling has done a 180. He turned his back on his people. He hates being Mexican. He's the brown face of white supremacy and racist and all this stupid shit. Yeah. And it's like, no, that is not who I am. So after that, I just embraced it and I just leaned into it. Like, either I'm going to let these clips circulate, making me look bad, or we could get behind it and let all the people that are either curious or be like, man, explain, okay, what's up with the economy? Or why is that this person's fault? Or, okay, so you're telling me that women and children suffer when the border is out of control and immigration can't process the people and it's dangerous. And if you invite people, they're coming in a very dangerous manner. People from all over the world. You got very bad things happen. Yeah. Very bad things to the children. And many people say things happen. I don't want to say, but things have been said. And many people know, if you're down in the valley, you know, people know bad stuff happens to the women. Like, there's sex trafficking, there's human trafficking, while the immigration, I was going to say La Mira, my bad, y'all. I respect y'all, man, my bad, y'all. They're so busy trying to process all the Haitians and Venezuelans, everybody coming. Cartels over here, they running in that fentanyl that comes from China. They running it through, and then your crime goes up in your city. Your crime going up. You know, police getting disrespected. Like, it's all this anti-police rhetoric. Where I'm like, I get it. There's bad cops. You know what I'm saying? But you see what's going on when you fucking hate on all the cops. So if you try to make the immigration look bad, that's your first line of defense. You over there overwhelming them. There was a video circulating where you see the media get into it with the upper management. It's like, what do you want me to do? And it's like, sir, our hands are tied. Like, they're all from the valley. Sir, you know, it's a tragedy, sir. So if you demoralizing and demonizing your immigration, they're overwhelmed, understaffed, underfunded. And then you talking about abolish ICE. It's their job also to go after like sex predators and like child trafficking, bad people that use humans over and over again. Now you get rid of them, boom, that's your other line of defense. That's supposed to be your, I forget the term, but like your like La Migra, they only handle the border. ICE is already in your city. There's like a little child molester dude, and he, you know what I mean, he got a record back where he's from, and he just did a DUI. Like, he might get sent back. I don't know. Shit happens. I don't know. But basically, man, it's just, long story short, I'm an old grumpy 42-year-old taxpayer, and you know, this is what I'm gonna say, right? Because I don't want nobody tuning out of y'all's podcast like, man, fuck this sellout. No. I don't like what he's saying, man. He said Nancy Pelosi ain't smart. You respect that woman. She's a national treasure. But here's what I want to say. Basically, I look at things like we are under attack. You know what I'm saying? I know that should sound crazy. I feel like they want people to be anti-American. It's almost like a counter-revolution. You see it in Hollywood, like China controls the media, Hollywood. You know, there's a lot of people who don't want you to say America first. People that don't want to say, hey, man, we don't manufacture steel here. We don't make pharmaceuticals here. We don't make barely anything here. That's all the jobs. So in the global perspective, we getting screwed. We about to fall off. Mm-hmm. America, they want to make America a third world country. The dollar is under attack. You know what I mean? They printing up too much money, and that's making it to where it's like we getting a pay cut. So either I could just go along with the get along, just be like, yeah, man, you know, I'm gonna just be like, you know, I just want to say that I agree, like George Lopez. You know, I think the way I'm supposed to think, and I'm not supposed to, you know, because they the racists, you know, Republicans are racist, so I would never listen to what they got to say. Half of them are full of shit, you know. We don't want to get too deep, but yeah, I'm not a cheerleader for any party, but I just feel like there's a lot at stake, basically. Yeah. It's important, and I run my mouth about it. I get into it. It's like sports to me.
Oh yeah,
it's like sports to me.
Well, that's a good way to like explain it, right?
It's like my novela. Like every day, I already know, bro. Man, what's Canada, bro? Canada froze donated funds. People donated to these truckers, and they took money out of people's account. That's like some fucking people in Canada right now pulling their money out the bank and stuffing it in the mattress because the government is overstepping their constitution and saying, hey, are you rolling, man? Did you donate to this organization? Yeah, we don't. Yeah, boom. You helping terrorists. We see them as economic terrorists, and now, boom, your account. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then if everybody goes the crypto route, they just shut off your shit. Yeah. Está cabrón, tengo miedo.
No, yeah.
Well, you want to go on a break real fast? Because
Chingo done scared off all the listeners. I don't know what the fuck he was talking about, man. That gummy must have been real good.
Okay, guys. Well, we're going to take a quick break and we'll be back.
Yes, sir.
And we are back from our little break.
Yeah. We had Secret Service outside. They're like, hey, man, he knows too much. He's spilling all the beans.
Uh-huh. So what were your podcasts? You said it was...
Yeah, Chingo Chats. That's the non-political one. Mm-hmm. We talk about everything, man. Tell stories from the back in the day in the music game. And then Red Pill Tamales. That's what we talk about, like the economy and just everything that's going on. You know, what? Mainly like freedom type stuff. Like if they're about to start mandating certain things. Mm-hmm. Or like, you know, the whole Second Amendment. We got the governor's race is going to be happening. So obviously... Some politicians are against the Second Amendment. They're against guns. You know what I mean? Stuff like that.
Yeah.
Anybody, or, you know, things to pay attention to, you know, like taxes and your money. Yeah. You know, stuff like that.
And then you have both. You have Instagram for both pages?
Yeah. Actually, the Instagram for the podcast is at What Did He Said. What Did He Said.
Mm-hmm. Oh, what did he say?
Yeah, what did he say? What did he said?
What did? Oh,
like you know, saying it wrong. Yeah.
We'll have both of them in the
description.
The description.
And anybody hating in the comments right now, man, look, I'll be watching the comments, bro. You know what I'm saying?
We get a few comments here and there, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, good. That's what we want.
Yeah, they're starting to pick up.
Yeah.
So I hope they pick up a little more, but. So when did you start your podcasting at all? Like years ago?
Man, man, I can't remember how many years it's been. I lost track, but it might be like if I had to guess, like 3.5, something like that.
I feel like that's already a time where I feel like we started a podcast when everybody started a podcast. So I feel like you kind of started yours like before everybody was like
when people weren't like big on like what's a podcast like that, right? Yeah. Because I feel like, we know some people, too, that are, like, they're starting the podcast, and we're always like, and they'll ask us, like, what do you have, or what do you use? And we'll tell them, because we're just like, hey, do it. Like, you should. Like, you know, why not?
The more the merrier.
Yeah. And, you know, this podcast came about because of Hooters.
Huh?
We were at Hooters, and we were drinking, and it was, like, our Sunday family day, like, just me, him, and our son, and... I was like, yeah, whatever. And he's like, we should do a podcast. And I'm like, we should do a podcast. Like, we should invite like people and like, have them talk about their life and encourage others and motivate them and share the knowledge, because not everybody likes to share the knowledge, or they don't talk about, oh, I use this camera or I use this to do this shirt. No les gusta,
Yeah.
And we're very like transparent. So it's like, this is what this podcast is about. We'll have random episodes here and there, right? Like,
yeah, where we just talk about
random stuff.
Shit,
yeah. But
there's always gems. There's always gems in there.
Yeah.
Some game.
There's always some clips I can get, and then people are gonna be like, "Oh shit!" Like the whole the one that it didn't blow up like that, but it's like
the homie discount.
The homie discount shit, like when people hit you up, like, yo, bro, like hit me up with a.
Did you have that happen to you?
I did that to Rollie the other day.
You did?
Say, man, check this out, bro. But okay, so the homie hookup, yeah. I mean, I think most people, I don't really, you know what I'm saying? Most people don't really try to like smooch. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I got rid of all them people. Yeah, but like nobody really be like. Yeah. Trying to get over or nothing like that.
Yeah, for me it was in the very beginning. Like whenever I started a clothing brand, like.
But I tell him that in our like generation, he started a clothing brand when a lot of our friends and the people we knew didn't even care to do anything for themselves. They were just worried about getting an actual job, which he had his job. But I think he's one of the first ones out of like the group of friends, the people that we know that started their own clothing brand. But now we know like other people that do it. So I feel now that they have it, they know what the homie discount is. So they don't like ask for it in a way, right?
Yeah, I think that might be it.
Yeah, because I just started my clothing brand, and he asked me like, "Oh, has anybody reached out for like a homie discount?" And I'm like, "No, they haven't." Like
a promo code?
No, like
you got the promo codes going.
Yeah, well, I do. I use like the model girls that I get. Like I'll give them one, and then I'll tell them like it's a friendly competition. Whoever gets their code used the most gets a free item aside from whatever they're modeling.
That's good. Yeah,
and it's just like that, But other than that, it's just, I really haven't, because it's really support locals. Like, it's big. So I think that's a big thing right now, right? Like supporting locals.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I believe in that. I mean, like, planting seeds, giving back. And it's like, we need this show to, to blow up. Like, it only benefits the city, the scene, the community. Like, you guys could be a really big platform for somebody that's trying to get heard, get known.
Yeah, because we've had people reach out like, man, thank y'all for like whatever video or episode, because now I'm gonna start my own so-and-so. And that's really what we want. Like, we want people to be their own like boss and to do their own thing, like.
I mean, this medium is like blowing up, bro, especially like in the comedy world. That's how a lot of these comedians. I turned down a movie audition this week. It was for some DC comic shit, and I'm like, okay, there's a chance. There's probably a huge chance I won't get it. I don't know how many people are trying out for this Latino type of role. But anyway, long story short, it's like I have a tour, I have a podcast. Like, we got a lot of stuff going on, and if I'm gonna be, it said I was like, okay, from when to when this role, like, it's gonna be in Atlanta and Puerto Rico from this month to this month. I'm like, I gotta uproot my whole family, kids. We got a little 6-month-old. Like, we're going to Atlanta, and then after that, we're going to Puerto Rico. Or dad's in Puerto Rico. How are the kids?
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I'm gonna have to zoom into my podcast. I gotta cancel tour dates. I was like, you know what? I don't want to sit around set all day that bad. Yeah. So, but yeah, this medium is blowing up. People we're talking off air. Like, when people discover your podcast, they might be late to the party, but now they get to check out all your back catalog. And
because honestly, like, I mean, like, you've had your podcast, so do you ever look back at like your first episodes and see how much you've grown?
Yeah, all the time. I mean, we're still growing, and as of late, it's been just picking up, because at first it was very general. And once we started like the political one and then the non-political one, just to let everybody know I'm not crazy. He
ain't Kanye.
He likes other stuff. Yeah, he doesn't just like. He's just not always yelling at the TV. Get off my lawn, kids. Pay your taxes. No. Fuck was I saying? Like before when it was just general, it was just kind of like whatever.
Yeah.
You know, people tuned in, whatever. But once we kind of like did, okay, now political, all of a sudden people like that. It's one of those subjects where like people, when they care, and they get into it and they want to support you, especially when they're like, bro, thank you for talking about this stuff that's going on. And then boom, now they're all in.
But you know, I think it also like it's, you know, in your own way, like it's good that you use your platform and like not like like I guess your platform to spread knowledge to people that really don't have it, or people that are actually curious but are scared to like even look it up or to just know.
Like I'll give you an example of somebody using their platform. There's an MMA fighter, Bryce Thug Nasty Mitchell. I'm a big fan of him, but also on his Instagram, like he posted a video. It was like a post-fight interview, and he's from Arkansas, so he's just like down to earth. And he's like, all right, well, if there's any more questions, he's like, can I say something? This I could say something right here. It's gonna go out. We're still rolling, you know, because I gotta say something. And then he started going off. He's like, it breaks my heart. It pisses me off to see these kids on the playground with 2 masks and the teacher going around saying, pull your mask up, pull your mask up. He's like, they're outside playing tag. They need fresh air. And he's just going in saying like, the governor needs to grow a damn backbone. In Arkansas, we don't play that shit. And if you want us to play by your rules, put it on the ballot. He said, I guarantee you more people agree with me. He says, open up the diners to full capacity. There's single moms that are waitresses. You can only fill half of the damn Denny's. Now they can only make half of the damn tips, you know, and so on. He's like, it's hurting people's pockets. And I gave him props. For one, I agree with him, but I respect him because, you know, it's cool to take the route too where you're just not gonna get involved. You're not gonna say nothing. Like that's great. That's totally fine. Yeah. But for somebody like him to say, you know what, as a fighter, I need to speak up for these kids because I'm sure a lot of parents, you know what I mean? Like nobody's, when the media is all pumping out one solution, one way, one direction, and then you able to kind of like be the voice for the side that they're just trying to call you. Like some people don't want to get la medicina, you know what I'm saying? Some people don't want to get it, right? We're going to call it that because, you know, big tech, big tech, you know, they censor you. They shadow ban you, my brother. Anyway, some people don't want to get the medicine, right? So it's like, man, I forgot how the point I was trying to make. So in other words, in the media, they're calling you, you're part of the problem. They're blaming you. They're calling you a QAnon Trump tard, like those crazy. It's a lot of like even like black folk that are not into politics that don't want to get it, and they're like, a lot of these people are white supremacists. Like they're all Republican Trump tards, and it's like not everybody wants to get it. You don't got to be a Trump tard. You know, you don't got to be QAnon. And so for somebody like Bryce Mitchell to give a voice to that side that doesn't get to express like, well, I have some concerns. You know, my daughter, y'all saying it's got to be now for 5 and up. You know, I have a 6-year-old. She's allergic to a lot of shit. Yada, yada, yada. She already had it. She has the antibodies. Medical, what is it? Religious exemption. We don't believe in that. We're Jehovah, whatever. No, none of that counts. No, shut up. You're crazy. Get out of here. It's your fault. You're part of the problem. And there's a lot of cities. I think Washington, D.C., they might have backtracked their rules. And like Boston, you can't eat at the spot. Like New York City, LA County, there's a lot of places where you can't walk in and you got to show your medical records to get a fucking sandwich. But anyway, that's what I had to say about that. Had to bring it back.
Let them know about your tour. You
got a tour, right? Legalize Freedom. My boy Rollie Vogues. You know what I'm talking about? Vogue Studios designed pretty much like 99% of the tour merch. You know what I'm saying? Some dope shit. Some fly shit that, like, you know, when I first got with you about the vision, and I'm glad that, you know, you did a hell of a job and, you know, you didn't have to be like, well, I don't agree or whatever, right? You just like, man, I'm going to make it fly. You know, we didn't get to no discussion like, oh, what the fuck, you QAnon, motherfucker. But, you know, basically I told him I want something that's like patriotic, on some freedom shit, like put a little flag on there. I want to call it legalized freedom. And you know, he whooped up like, you know, some trucker hats. We got the beanies getting made right now. Some dope ass DTG. Cause I saw the stuff on your page, some stuff you did for Snow the Product, and then you put out the I like how you put out a lot of examples, like Esteban Gabriel.
Yeah, the concept.
I tagged him on there. Yeah. The conceptual stuff. And so the DTG is dope. And he made one for me. It has like the flag, got the eagle. It's got me on it, or my logo. It says legalized freedom. And I was like, man, we got to put some shades on that eagle. Like, we got to put like a truck, like an 18-wheeler, like just some working class American, like some shit that you might, some fly shit you might see at the gas station, like at a truck stop.
Nah, I want to do more though. Like, I want to make shit like that. I like doing shit like that, but I want to make something else. I don't know if it's you want it for your tour or something like that. We can work on some other shit because I like the whole DTG, like the whole, you know, being able to put shit together like that.
Yeah,
you know,
and you're good at it too. So
I appreciate it.
We got to do, and then you did a like a single cover, a new song I got coming out, produced by Steve-O. It's called "Come and Take It," and you did the artwork. So when it hits Apple and all that, Apple Music and all Spotify, that's the art. Maybe make some shirts out of it.
Is that the one we talked about?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we went back and forth on there a little bit. She helps me out, you know.
Nice.
Yeah, sometimes he'll be like, "Oh, what do you think about this?" or "What should I do?"
And you just go like,
and
this
I'm just like, But you know, I feel like I'm his biggest critic. Like, it's so crazy because he'll come to me and I'm just like, I don't know how I feel about that. But our visions are completely like opposite. Like we're opposite.
Yeah, because I'll be like,
oh,
what do you think about it? And she's like, I don't know, maybe you can. Or I'm like, well, I'm gonna keep it like that. I mean,
and I'm just like,
I
okay,
like it.
well, don't ask me.
But it's just second opinion. You know,
No, but yeah.
Well, yeah, you know, everybody out there listening, man, you gotta have that honest opinion.
Yeah.
You know, you gotta have that support. Somebody get feedback. So
for sure,
that's great.
One last thing I wanted to touch on. What all do you do? Like your work ethic. Like how is it? Like are you always constantly like working? Like because you got a podcast, you got a tour.
Look at Juan.
I know he's just
Juan ain't got a lunch break all day. Juan Pet is about to pass out on us. I think I do a better job now to have balance. Sometimes I do take on, we take on too much, but we try to like work smart, not hard. We try to be efficient. We talk about systems, not goals. You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh yeah, I heard that on the podcast. Like this last podcast,
we might have said it about like fitness or something.
Yeah.
So like we try to. I'm 42. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to be doing this shit forever. Like we're trying to get rental properties. We're trying to get out the game. You know what I mean? Like for as many people that are trying to get in the game, a lot of people are trying to figure out how do I parlay this to get out of the game. Because if you do not reinvest and if you do not plan and have side hustles and you know, if you're not on your shit, then you'll get stuck in the loop where you're just like working. Like in the Kanye documentary, you saw it, right? You saw it last night?
Yeah.
Spoiler alerts. There's a part where he's like, I think his boy said he was living beat to beat. So yeah, he was doing good and he was selling to big artists, but you know, it's still beat to beat. So that's what I mean. Like you don't want to be show to show, album to album.
Yeah.
Fuck that. Grown man shit.
No, yeah. Because I don't know. Because I feel like I just overwork myself sometimes. But so like
he said it though. Like work smarter, not harder.
Yeah.
You know.
No. Yeah. And then dude, like I have this schedule, and I try to like simplify it as much as I can. Like it used to be long as hell. And I was telling Juan, like I have like for like this podcast, we're recording tonight, and then tomorrow, Saturday morning, I want to wake up Saturday morning. The schedule is wake up early, edit it, export it, upload it, but have it like scheduled,
like ready,
ready. Get all the clips done, get all the flyers, get all the everything,
all the assets,
and then that way, all the assets, and that way, I have 6 more days out of the week to focus on my other shit, you know, because I was telling him I do the rugs, I do the designs, I do her merch, I do my brother's merch, I do my own merch. Like it's just a lot of shit, you know what I mean? So
yeah, man, so it's a lot.
Yeah,
and then the clothing, you know, everything, todo tiene su chiste, you know. So
And then we don't have like a team or nothing. It's just like us, you know.
Yeah.
And our whole house is like pretty much I don't know how
It's like production office.
yeah.
Sometimes.
is your house like that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes it's like bring in the softbox lights because we're gonna cook a recipe. Let's film this.
Yeah.
Or like my 3-year-old, like quiero hacer videos. Like she wants to do like entonces, you know, a luego, you know, like making a recipe.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah. And then I want to just give a shout out to Ricky, my cousin. He has a podcast with Danny, which I saw was with you for UFC.
Oh, Danny Guerrero. Comedian.
Yeah. He has a podcast with him.
Oh, okay.
And and then when we had him, he was like, you know, I want to meet Chingo Bling. I saw him at the gym one time with his wife, but I didn't want to go up to him, right?
Okay.
He said that, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but you know, they're doing their thing too. Like that's the first time I ever went to a comedy show because of him, and I got to experience like, oh shit, like, you know.
I highly recommend it. How did you had a good time?
I had a good time.
So, to everybody out there, all the couples or somebody wants to relieve stress, it's a very fun thing to do. Find like a real good quality comedian at a good quality comedy club, a place that knows how to do comedy, like the Improv or something like that. Trust me, man. Like, just find somebody good. Go check them out. It's especially in these times. Like, man, we really need to laugh and be around
good laugh,
people for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Ricky he's been doing like his
he's been
shows,
doing his fucking
and
thing,
he'll be posting and stuff like that.
And those shows, those open mics are like every week and like different nights of the week. Like he's always posting like, oh, catch me here on Tuesday, catch me here Thursday. Like, and I'm just like, holy shit, you know, like it's
hustling. They're on the grind.
That's just like work ethic, right?
Yeah.
Like it's just
So any tips you have, any like for comedians, upcoming comedians? Or
yeah, man, I might even start a whole other podcast just about comedy. And I'm talking to Juan Perez all the time about like, I want to come up with like almost like maybe a book or like the Chingo Bling system or a way I can teach and pass on, you know what I'm saying, and instruct the shit, like my philosophy, like Bruce Lee, dog, is what I'm trying to tell y'all, bro. It's like, be like water. But yeah, because there's concepts and notes that we share, like comedians. Juan, you familiar with commit to the bit? Have you heard that? Commit to the bit?
Yeah, I've heard of it, but what is that?
Well, it's basically like something they'll say, like say you're up there, or Ricky or somebody, Daniel or Juan's up there doing a joke, and they're not fully confident in the joke, and they're not able to sell the joke because it's like they don't even believe in it. So if you're gonna do a joke about how the dog, you know, you stepped in the shit, like you gotta act like you really stepped in shit, and you gotta tell it like you mean, and how much it stunk. Like you gotta, you know, like commit, and then the bit means like the joke. That's just, you know, that's a generic thing, but there's some little like things that I picked up either like in acting class or from the rap game, things about stage presence, things that OG comedians like Rick Gutierrez like taught me, little tactics, you know. We all share notes, and in that little toolkit, I want to be able to like have like up and coming comedians, because we need the scene to be popping. We need we need your cousin and Daniel and Juan, everybody. We need all of us to like have a scene. Think about Houston culture. Like if we don't got no good restaurants, no good chefs, no good taco trucks on Edgebrook, then that's part of your scene of kind of like what we have here. And like, you know, if the DJs suck, if we're known for having shitty DJs, it's like if the rappers suck, like we all, our graffiti, our murals, our street art, like my motherfucking baristas, we all gotta like turn up. Everybody in Houston, like all the clothing lines, so that when the game is coming to Texas, a lot of people leaving New York and California.
Yeah, that's what I was telling. We had somebody, Robbie. He's doing like a show or whatever, and it's not a podcast, but he wants to bring people out, right? To do
because he it's kind of it's the same thing, but he calls it a talk show. He wants to treat it more like a talk show, and eventually make it a whole like network, you know, like.
But I agree though, like
he's one of Doman's homies.
Okay.
Yeah, he's like,
like I think Houston needs to be the spot that people from California, New York, Chicago want to come here and just make it happen, you know, like
and follow our lead in a lot of ways. And like think about movies, bro. All the Latino centric films, most of them have been from the perspective of a Southern California type of lifestyle. Every once in a while, it'll be like, oh, Selena, or like different ones from different regions. But mainly, that's just where the game has been. That's where the machine is. But you know, Texas has a lot to offer. We have a super dope country. Texas is an amazing country, right?
Yeah.
The Republic of Texas. I'm American until Texas secedes. So I'm American, but you know, once Texas goes on its own, I'm a citizen of Texas. We got our own culture. Like, think about it.
Yeah,
we do.
What other state has like a Chevrolet Texas edition or Ohio edition or Michigan edition? No.
Mm-hmm.
McDonald's, Texas homestyle burger.
Yeah.
They don't got a Florida style burger at McDonald's.
No, yeah, because it's crazy. Because I feel like I just realized that I've always known, but it's like it's so like LA is like so like it's I don't know how to. explain
LA's
it.
tight.
Like,
that's why they always sit.
But like I guess when I saw like the Super Bowl, right, and then I'm like, oh, like it's all the LA people, Dr. Dre and them, but then. I feel like okay, let's say like Snoop Dogg, like Snoop Dogg is worldwide, you know, like I think he's a legend and everything, whatever. But to them, that's like no, that's like
that's Long Beach. That's
like,
213 right there.
That's their Big Pokey. That's their you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
that's like Slim Thug, Bun B.
Yeah, that's their guys, you know.
Exactly.
And we have our hometown heroes or whatever, and I'm just like down, but they're like worldwide crazy, you know. And us, like they're like everything to us. But I wonder how LA sees Slim Thug and all them, you know, and you and everybody, like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know how to explain it, but it's just wild, though. Like, I just realized that.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. Like, when Houston, you know, when we had all the spotlight, when Still Tipping was out, and all
Still
that,
Tipping there, yeah.
I mean, you'd go to other cities and like we'd all be wearing grills and stuff, and we had our own slang, and then all the sipping syrup crap that shit started here. We had our first epidemic. Now all these kids, Juice World, rest in peace. All these kids just promoting that big pharma.
Yeah,
you know.
But did you have another one or no?
That's it. That's it for me, man.
Except
I enjoyed it.
This is part one.
No.
I'll be back.
But we really enjoyed having you on this podcast, and we thank you for coming over.
Hell yeah, thank you.
Yeah. When does the tour start?
February 28th in Raleigh, North Carolina. And then after that, bro, we hitting Albuquerque, Phoenix, San Jose, Corpus Christi, like College Station, Naples, Florida, West Palm Beach, Florida, like Chicago, San Jose, California, just random everywhere.
It's fire. Putting in work.
I will.
Good luck with everything.
Represent Tamaulipas.
For sure.
Thank you guys.
Well, that's it, man.
Sure.
Thank you for joining us, and this is the episode 24, and we had Chingo Bling today. And again, thank you so much. Everything with his information will be in the description below.
So like, comment, you know,
dale subscribe.
Yeah, don't hate on the guy, man. Like, show some love. He's a fucking legend out here.
It's okay. I'll get on there and argue with you.
But that's it, man. All right.
Other than that, thank y'all so much for watching.
Peace.